Right, James, who's going to kick us off? Hugh, go on then. Could you just tell us tell us about your business? Let's have the elevator pitch, please.
That's better for Al, actually.
Oh, God, so that's well passed over.
So yeah, hi, good afternoon. We're Map of Ag, we're an independent business. We've got a team of 90 people, 45 in the UK, equivalent number in New Zealand and one in Sydney. We're a business that's all about connecting data in agriculture. So right from the farm all the way through to the agri-food supply chain. We work with retailers, supermarkets, food companies, and hopefully the banking and financial sector, giving them transparency about what's going on behind the farm gate. If they're coming out and saying we're going to be net zero by this date, we give them that visibility, but also giving value back to the farmer in terms of information what's going on their farm.
Excellent. Alastair, thank you. I think this must be the 33rd broadcast that we've done together. I love interviewing you. Hugh, we've been together on something that we did previously. It's at Cereals. You've got a new role within the organisation. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm now technical director because we've recruited Jim into the business.
Thank you. And Jim, you're known to a few thousand people within the fresh produce sector. You must be very excited to be in this sector within the Map of Ag team.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. It's fantastic. I think this whole arena is really taking off at the moment. Sustainability, regen, ag, greenhouse gas emission measurements, and being able to capture all that data and then process it is massive. So yeah, really excited to be here.
Yeah, and guys, that's why we need businesses like yours. There's so much data coming through. Look at the success of Groundswell. So many people want to find out more about this. But Alastair, we need businesses like you to give us that information, give us that data.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of it's been theoretical and people thinking about frameworks, but also what does regen mean? What we think we can do is help tell the story, and that's through evidence. It's connecting the data, actually telling what's going on now versus in the future, how's that tracking, and how are companies looking at that from a supply chain point of view as well.
Yeah, well done. And here it feels like you need, I don't know, like a webinar series or something like that. It's all very well having a stand here at a great event like this, but come on, tell us about your webinars and how we can find out more about that and what they're going to be involved in.
So we've just recently run a series of webinars for the dairy sector, looking at how we use and get the value out of data to inform greenhouse gas emissions reduction strategies and sort of wider animal health and welfare productivity side of things in the dairy enterprise. Now we're going to do something very similar for the cereals enterprise and arable enterprises as well. So we're going to be looking at things like the value of data in informing future strategies for emissions reductions, and also we're going to be looking at the sort of wider context of how we can use data to inform ag policy as well.
Hugh, well done. Jim, do you think that this sector of agriculture is lacking behind the further upwards within the food chain? Within your background of food, especially fresh produce, where you've travelled extensively within the UK and overseas, you've seen a lot in the way of regenerative ag, sustainability. Do you think the UK ag sector is lacking from what you've seen previously?
I think it's really difficult to answer because there's such different systems, and anywhere you are around the world, and I've been lucky enough to cover sort of 50 odd countries around the world, they're all very different systems. But what I think is really key is that the UK is catching up at pace at the moment. I know we're being criticised lately for not having achieved our greenhouse gas emissions goals, for being on the right road there, but I think we are, and places like Groundswell, we're seeing a huge amount of the seminars that are going on here, really important, and understanding things like regen agriculture and how people get on that journey is massively important, because it's a dark art, or it appears to be a dark art, and people get frightened off.
And that's really where we need evidence, data and baselining activities, because regen is not the objective here, it's the outcomes of regenerative agriculture which is the most important thing. So what's the data that supports the evidence base for why regen is better than the alternative, and what's the direction of travel? Because I get a little bit frustrated with people who talk and say, I'm a regen farmer. So what? What does that mean? What's your objectives? That's the kind of thing that we do in terms of supporting that with the data and evidence base.
Well done, Hugh. Alastair, wrap up for us. How can we find out more about your business, please?
You go to mapofagriculture.com.
Okay, excellent. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thanks.
Thank you. Cheers, Max.
Cheers.